Hello everybody, so today I will talk about calculus. The topic today is about integration, area, volume, center of mass and moment. So now I will show you the technique how to answer. Here is about the graph, here is about the question. So now I will show you the technique. Volume of the solid generated when region B is revolved about the line y equal to number 0. So we have y equal to number 0 in here. We have y equal to s square, s equal to y square. So we have s equal to y square. So we can convert that should be about y equals to the square root of s. And this one is about y equal to s square. Because this curve is above this curve in here, so we can use about the volume equal to b multiplied with the interval from 0 to 1. This curve is above this one, so we have the square root of s to the power of 2 minus s square to the power of 2 ds. So we got about b multiplied with the from 0 to 1, and we got about s minus s to the power of 4 ds, and we got about the final answer. The integral of s, you got about s square over 2. This one is about s to the power of 5 over 5. And we have the bounds in here, that's it from 0 to 1. So we put number 1 and number 0 in here. Because number 0 we don't have the number, so we just put number 1. And we got the final answer. That's about 3p over 10. Now let's go to the second one. Volume of the solid generated by rotating region C about line S equal to 0. So we have S equal to 0 in here. And we have C. So in this situation, we have s equal to y square. Oh, C, sorry. So we have y equal to s square. So we have s equal to the square root of y. So we have s equal to number 1. So this one minus this one and this one minus this one. So we have the region C in here. So the volume that should be about b multiplied with the integral from 0 to 1. So number 1 minus 0 in here to the power of 2. And we have number 1 minus the square root of y. This one minus 0 in here. So we have the square root of y minus 0 to the power of 2 dy. So we calculate this one. This one you got about number 1. This one you got about y. And you got about dy. We get the final answer. The integral of 1 is about y. This one is about y square over 2. So we got about p over 2. The next one, volume of the solid generate region A with the line y equal to number 4. So this is about y equal to number 4, and this is about region A. So y equals to number 4 is above y equals to number 1, and s equal to y squared. So we need to use number 4 minus this curve and number 4 minus this curve, so that we have the area of the region A, and then we rotate in here. So we got about s equal to y squared, and now we have the volume in here. So we have number 4, we minus this curve in here, and now we need to convert this one into y equal to the square root of s. So we put the square root of s in here, to the power of 2 minus 4 minus 1. So we got about the integral from 0 to 1. This one you got about 16 minus a square root of s plus s. This one 4 minus 1 is about 3. 3 power 2 is about 9. 16 minus 9 you got about 7. And we got the answer in here. Number 7, you got about 7s. The square root of s, we can put about s to the power of 1 over 2. So in this situation, you got about negative as. 1 over 2 plus 1, you got about 3 over 2 over 3 over 2. And we have s is about s squared over 2. And we put the number in here. So we got about 13p over 6. The next one, number 4, volume solid region B of line S equal to number 2. So S equal to number 2, they go in here. So number 2 is about S equal to number 1, and region B, that should be about this one. So we use number 2 minus this curve and number 2 minus this curve. So we have y equal to s squared. So we can change about s equal to the square root of y. So we use this curve minus this curve to find the area in here. Later that we use this curve minus this one to find the area in here. This area in here is above than this area in here. So we have 2 minus y squared. Minus 2 minus the square root of y to the power of 2 dy. And now we can get the final answer. This is y 1 over 2. This is minus y. 4 with minus 4, they will cancel. So we got the final answer. This one you got about negative 4y to the power of 3 over 3. This one you got about y to the power of 5 over 5. This one you got about 4y to the power of 3 over 2. And we got about 3 over 2 in here. And the last one is about y squared over 2. And we put the powers in here from 0 to 1. We put number 1 in here. So you got about 31b over 13. 30. So that's the final answer. Question 5, region C, y equal to number 1. So we have y equal to number 1, region C in here. So we have number 1 minus 0. And we have y equal to s squared minus 0 in here. So the answer we have number 1 minus 0 minus 1 minus s squared to the power of 2 ds. So we can calculate this one. One minus one, they will cancel. And now we just have this one left. And now we can get the final answer. So we got about 7p over 15. No. Question number 6. Find the volume of region A and S equal to negative number 1. So we have region A in here. So we got about this curve minus this curve, and S equal to 0 minus this one. So we can find the area in here and then we rotate. So we got about S equal to y squared, and we have the volume equal to B from 0 to 1, and we have 0 minus number 1, you got about positive number 1, and we have y squared minus number 1 is you got by positive number 1. Let's draw. That should be about y squared minus number 1 is about positive number 1 square minus, and we have 0 minus number 1, you got about positive number 1. This one you got about y to the power of 4 plus 2y squared plus 1 minus number 1, and we got about dy. 1 minus 1, they will cancel. So we got the final answer. So you got about 13 b over 15. Question number 7. Moment of region B with respect to the y-axis. So we have my and we have p in here. So we have the interval from 0 to 1, and we have s. So we have region B. So we change this one into y equal to square root of s and y equal to s square. So we go about square root of s minus s square ds. So we got the answer in here. Number 1 plus 1 over 2, you got about s to the power of 3 over 2 minus s to the power of 3 ds. So we got the final answer. This one you got about s to the power of 5 over 2 over 5 over 2 minus s to the power of 4 over 4. And we have the powers, that's the about from 0 to 1. So we put the number in here. So you got about 3p over 20. So now let's go to question A. We have region C. Respect to y equal to r6. We do similar the formula. So we have s in here. Region C, that's the about this one, and we got about s square. This one you got about p, and this one you got about s to the power of 3 ds. So this one you got about p s to the power of 4 over 4 from 0 to 1, and you got about b over 4. The next one, that's about s acid with the region A. So the formula, that's about m of s. We have 1 over 2 b, the interval from 0 to 1. So this one we got about y equal to the square root of s above this one. So we got about square root of s to the power of 2 minus s square to the power of 2 ds. And now we get the final answer. S minus s to the power of 4 ds. So we got the final answer. And we got about s square over 2 minus s to the power of 5 over 5. And we have the powers from 0 to 1. So we put the number in here. It's wrong, so that should be about a in here. And we have number 1 and y equal to the square root of s. So 1 minus the square root of s. So that should be about 1 square minus the square root of s to the power of 2. So we can get the final answer. This one you got about s. This one you got about s square over 2. And we got about, this is about b over 4. Next, about number 10, central of region A. So we got about s equal to ms over m. So region A, that should be in here. And we have number 1 and y equal to the square root of s. Sorry, this is my. So we got about s multiplied with number 1 minus the square root of s ds, and we have the integral from 0 to 1, and we have 1 minus the square root of s ds. So we multiply s with number 1 and square root of s. S to the power of 3 over 2 ds, and we have the integral from 0 to 1. And this one you got about s to the power of 2 over 2 minus s to the power of 5 over 2, and we have 5 over 2, and we have the power from 0 to 1. This one you got about s minus s to the power of 3 over 2, and this is about 3 over 2. We put number in here. So we got about 3 over 10. The next one, y equal to ms divided by m. So we have the integral from 0 to 1. Region B, that should be about this one, between this one. So we got about y equal to s squared and y equal to the square root of s. So we have the 1 over 2, the integral from 0 to 1, and we have the square root of s squared minus s squared to the power of 2 ds. This one you got about square root of s minus s squared ds. So we got the final answer. This one you got about s, you got about s squared over 2 s to the power of 5 over 5, and we have from 0 to 1, and in here we got about s to the power of 3 over 2 minus s to the power of 3 over 3. We put all the number in here, and we got the final answer. You got about 9 over 20. That's the end. Thank you for watching.